Super Smash Bros. Is a beloved game by many and always fun to play alone or with friends, but sometimes we all want a little change. For those getting a little tired of Smash, or those who still love it and are just looking for a new platform fighter to play, here are some of the best Smash-like platform fighting games you should try out. Probably the most well-known on this list is PlayStation AllStars Battle Royale for the PlayStation 3. This is a game that looks and plays very similar to Smash Bros at first glance, but those who have played it can tell you that it's not quite as similar as you'd think. It's basically Sony's take on Smash Bros with all of their big name characters like Kratos and Parappa the Rapper, but with a slight twist to the gameplay. The standard platform fighter mechanics and combos are all there, except the goal of the game isn't to rack up enemy percentage and knock each other off the stage. And in fact, there's no damage meter at all. As you fight, you collect AP to fill your power meter. This meter can reach levels 1, 2, and 3, with each level allowing you to use a special attack to defeat opponents. The player wins when they are either the last one standing or if they have the most kills when the time runs out. It's not quite as balanced as Smash, but it features a fun roster of characters and really cool stages that are combinations of areas in PlayStation games, and I think that it's an absolute blast to play with friends. If you play any Smash seriously or competitively, AllStars really has no competitive scene, but there still might be people floating around online if you're looking for a fun challenge. It's not a perfect game, and it's definitely not as iconic as Smash, but there's still a lot of fun to be had here. Next up is Rivals of Aether for the PC, and if you're a fan of Super Smash Bros. Melee, you'll probably find a lot to like in Rivals. While not exactly the same, it's inspired by some of Melee's more unique mechanics, like wave dashing and dash dancing, that give it a lot of the same feel. There's only a small roster of characters so far, but each one has their own unique fighting style, representing some kind of element. The main ones being fire, water, air, and earth. And it's even got a really cool character DLC with Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest. It's really fast and fluid, and it has a growing competitive scene, likely because of its Melee-inspired gameplay. And if you have the Wii U GameCube controller adapter, you can even use a GameCube controller to play, which will really make Smash players feel right at home. This one I would definitely recommend to the more serious Smash players or those looking to get into a competitive scene. It definitely seems like one of those games you could just solo grind for hours to get down all of your tech and combos. But even if you're not a competitive player, it's still a really fun game that's worth giving a shot. You can pick it up for $15 on Steam.
Three, 2, 1. Welcome to Brawlhalla.
Brawlhalla is the next popular platform fighter that's free to play on Steam, for PC, Mac, and soon to be PlayStation 4. It's definitely the one that feels the farthest from Smash, but it still kinda feels like it. It's a weird game, so basically each character pretty much has the same basic moves, but their stats are slightly different. There are a lot of characters, but it is a free-to-play game, so you can either buy them all with real money, or grind online and offline play for coins to unlock them all. But there's also a ton of customizable options to unlock for each character. Every character has 2 weapons they can pick up while fighting, and that's really where Brawlhalla sets itself apart from other platform fighters. It's a pretty item-heavy game, where you never really want to be caught without your weapon. There are other items that drop as well, like a horn that summons a beast to rush the field, and bombs and spikes. It's really fast and really intense, because you and your opponent are just constantly jumping around all over the place trying to land a hit, and some of the combo strings you can pull off are really satisfying. But the game also gives you a really fair chance of getting back, allowing you to essentially triple jump and continuously wall jump until you've made it back to safety. As far as I can tell, there's no heavy tech like in Melee or Rivals, but it's still just a fun brawling game to play online or with friends, and I really had a great time playing the times I've had. Just do keep in mind that it is free to play, and in order to unlock everything, you're gonna have to seriously do some grinding or open up that wallet. Icon's Combat Arena, the game that's probably as close to Smash as any on this list, and a lot of people don't seem to like that. It's got a lot of characters that seem like they play very similar, almost the same, to some of the more popular Smash characters like Fox and Marth. Hell, one of them even has a straight up shine, and the sword user has a moveset almost identical to Marth's. And to add to that, the developer is literally called Wave Dash Games, so to say that this game was inspired by Melee is a pretty big understatement. But other than that, it looks to be a really fun, fast, and skilled platform fighter. They launched a gameplay trailer at EVO 2017, and it had some really cool looking stuff. The sound effects for the attacks seemed a bit off, but hopefully by the time the beta hits in November, that'll be fixed. The only thing to watch out for is that it's going to be free to play, so don't expect the whole package right when you get it. You'll probably have to do some in-game purchases or grind a lot for that character, skin, or stage you want. You can sign up for the beta right now and it starts this fall. There's no word yet as to when the game actually releases, but again, if you're a fan of Melee and you're looking for a new Melee-like game to try out, definitely consider giving this one a shot when it comes around. This is another game that many have called a quote-unquote Smash clone, and from what I've seen, it looks like for good reason. This looks like and plays very similar to Smash, even including things like wave dashing, ledge grabs, DI, and air dodging. It also has this mechanic called the Rage Meter that builds up and allows you to use special attacks, a lot like PlayStation Battle Royale. And I think this is the one that would probably appeal to the non-Melee players the most, or maybe even those who like both, because it doesn't solely focus on the tech aspect of the fighting, but it's still a very combo and skill-heavy game. It's got characters with really unique fighting styles, and moves that feel very similar to how Smash 4 plays. Now it is still in Steam Early Access, so there's still probably a lot to be worked on, like the roster of characters and number of stages isn't that big, but Hyper Light Drifter is joining the roster later this fall when it comes to the Nintendo Switch. Personally, I think this is almost a no-brainer buy for the Switch, because it's going to be the only game of its kind on the console so far, unless Nintendo decides to drop the bombshell of Smash for Switch before the end of the year, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. But if you can't wait until November, you can head on over to Steam to try out the early access version of it. It's $20 and it looks like a very solid party/fighting game. The last game on this list is Shrek Super Slam, and